Rolling.
Okay. Oh, man, it's Wednesday with Wendell today here at the 418 People Street, downtown Corpus Christi, Suite 110 at R-A-D Octopus Studios. Here with Sam Simpson, along with his wife here, Felicia Gomez Simpson, CEO, CFO of RAD Studio, and got Sam on here to talk about what he does, since a lot of times come in here and I always say he's over there micromining. How you doing today, Sam?
Good. How about yourself?
That's what I was supposed to say. Micromining, is that okay? Micromining?
I mean, it's not the correct term, but it works.
Okay. Well, what's the correct term? What's the correct term then?
Well, really what I'm doing when I'm usually over there, it's usually coding.
Coding.
Because I'm a web developer.
Okay.
So it's usually I'm writing code either for a web application or some sort of maybe database integrated application. So most of the stuff I've been doing is with Driscoll Children's Hospital. Actually, the health plan, helping them with their provider listing. But that's usually what I'm doing. But for the mining part, you just call it mining, crypto mining.
Yeah, crypto mining, yeah. Okay.
Any of that.
Yeah. And
But
so...
micromining makes it sound like you're doing a bunch of little things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does,
All one
because
time.
you see hear all the humming going on. Now, also see, what is that, the 3D situation you got going on out there with the...
Yeah, we do 3D printing. So we have 3D printers, and we can create 3D models of things and print them out. Sometimes they're replicas of things, like little Baby Yoda.
Yeah, Baby Yoda. And,
Or sometimes we just create custom things. The real reason we got into 3D printing was because we needed these parts for our crypto miners.
Yeah.
And they sell them online. You can buy them online,
yeah.
and they end up costing about $25 a piece, and we have 13 miners, so that kind of adds up.
Yeah.
So I figured, why don't I just buy a 3D printer and make them myself, and it's going to cost about the same, as me buying all these parts. And then I can, as we increase our mining, our miners, we have a way to make the parts for them instead of having to buy them. So that's kind of how we got started into 3D printing. Started printing all these pieces for the miners to help with heat, and then we thought, wow, we can print anything. So we started printing all kinds of cool stuff. And
My eyelash graveyards are probably like the next on the list for all that. Like, was just kind of coming up with an idea to get all the eyelash graveyards. So that actually came right after those, and then all the other little trinkets were in between.
Yeah, well, and actually just, y'all two are doing the work. I know you do. I saw you coming in. You was doing a lot of the, how can I say, the manicuring technique of the octopus because they're so fragile.
yeah, so when you 3D print something, if there's an overhang, so the printer starts from the bottom up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it can't print in empty air because the print would just fall.
Right.
So there has to be some type of support that holds that piece that would be over empty air. So say an arch, right?
Yeah, okay.
So there has to be something that supports that so it just doesn't fall down. So that's what I was doing. I was pulling all the supports out that were holding up that piece so we can print it. It's sometimes it can be tedious. Sometimes it's not too bad. It comes off all in one piece.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. So I'm gonna get to the basic question. And where are you originally from?
I'm from Corpus.
From Corpus,
Yeah.
born and bred.
Yeah, I was born here. I lived in Beeville for a little bit whenever I was a kid. My father's he was in the Navy.
Okay.
So he was stationed here, stationed in Beeville, and then my parents got divorced when I was young. He got stationed in Jacksonville, Florida. So I've been here pretty much all my life. As I got older, my first real job was webmaster for the Victoria Advocate. So I moved to Victoria. I was there for about 6 years, I think, and then came back here.
But his mom's from Japan.
Yeah, my
So
mom's
that's where
Japanese.
like the mask and some of the ancestry stuff and these cats, you know what I mean, that he integrated in his mom's culture.
Now saying that from your mother's culture, Japanese, do you eat Japanese type food? Or,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love it.
You
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
What's your favorite dish besides all of it? But I mean, one thing that you just like, oh yeah, like if somebody made it, you would like be that to now. Let me see it. What it
My
really
favorite thing, we call them pork chops, but what it is it's pork katsu.
Katsu, yeah.
So what it is it's something that my mom makes. She makes it for me every year for my birthday.
Right.
It's basically pork chops that were dipped in flour, then in egg, and then in panko breadcrumbs, and then it's I guess lightly fried.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's served with this. It's called a katsu sauce. We've always called it bulldog sauce since I was a kid because it has a picture of a bulldog on the front.
Okay.
But it's a fruit and vegetable mixed sauce. It's kind of a little sweet, a little tangy. So you dip the little chunks, almost like nuggets of pork chop into the sauce.
And it's like crunchy.
Yeah.
Now, well, we talked about now. It had to have been some type of spice to it because we talked about at that the Hispanic cultural heritage over there at the post. Excuse me, at the post.
Yeah.
You know, and we're talking about the different types of hot and flavors, and, you know, or the hot chili peppers or the ghost pepper, and you know, man, and so I'm pretty sure even Japanese are people like they spice too. I mean, Asians love the spice.
Yeah, and it's weird too. My mom cannot touch anything spicy, but she can eat sushi and then throw wasabi on it, which is really like real good. Wasabi is really hot, and she'll eat it like that. And it's weird. Like you put barely any spice on like a Mexican dish, Spanish dish, she can't eat it. It's too hot for her.
The jalapeno pepper compared to like the wasabi. It's like a seed, right? Like,
wow.
Yeah. So the wasabi, it has like I don't know if you've ever had it, but it's really spicy.
No.
Like
I wouldn't know.
The good stuff's really spicy, and it has almost like that mustard. Like if you real strong mustard, how it has that. I don't know how to describe it, like that air taste. That's what I call it, an air taste. Like you can kind of taste it.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. Like it's almost like you can taste the smell or whatever. But it's similar to that. But it's like the traditional stuff. You just put like a little pea-sized piece, you know, into your food. You know, just a little bitty chunk. Yeah, and it makes it really spicy. But like, you know, the stuff at H-E-B, you know, you buy their sushi at H-E-B and a little wasabi thing, those aren't very hot. But like the real deal stuff is pretty spicy.
She makes sushi too. Like rolled turtle sushi.
And so where's besides if your mom makes sushi, what restaurant would you go to eat sushi here in Corpus? Or what place would you go to that has good sushi?
The best place is Origami, which they're, I guess, one of probably if they're not the only one, they're one of the few that actually has a Japanese sushi chef. He was actually a sushi chef in Japan, and it's owned by a Japanese married couple that my mom knows. But that's where she would probably go for sushi.
We took her for her birthday though. Remember to that new place off SPID, and she really liked it. Yeah, and that was really close.
What was the name of that place then?
Yuma or
Yumaya or something.
Yeah, it's
okay.
That new one, that
it's really big.
Yeah.
But that was like it's pretty close to his traditional.
Yeah, that's one of the other only places that sell katsu. They sell chicken katsu.
Yeah.
There's a Dokyo. What's it called? Dokyo downtown? Or
right around the corner here.
They sell it too. So there's very few places that actually sell that.
The correct way, yeah.
So back to Origami, that's actually the first state that Felicia and I had was at Origami.
Yeah.
Really?
That I took her.
Oh, so were you curious about that, Felicia? Did you know what you was getting into?
Yeah.
Did you know what she was about to get into?
I was already eating sushi by then. I just didn't realize I don't like the sushi with the meat on top on the outside. The sashimi. I don't like that. I found out that night when he was like, "It's on the outside." I was like, "Oh, I can't eat it if it's in the inside."
It's like called nigiri, or
there you go.
If I'm pronouncing it right.
Yeah.
It's basically rice within the little strip of fish on top.
Okay.
Like just a big.
Yeah, you wasn't going for that, huh? You wanted.
I don't know why.
You wanted inside the rice, you know. Yeah.
So you can't see it.
Do you speak any Japanese? I mean, no. Can you say ha and ba?
Yeah.
Are there any curse words in Japanese?
Some curse words, yeah.
Really?
But I can't have a conversation. I wish I did. My mom, she didn't want to teach us Japanese because she had a friend who they spoke Japanese in the house, and her child, and you know they're here in America. her child had problems at school. So she was afraid that would happen with us. So she always spoke English to us, and she never taught us Japanese. I wish she would have.
Yeah. Okay.
But she still talks like with a heavy accent.
Yeah.
Like she has a very heavy accent.
Yeah, my friends don't understand her. I understand her.
But it's like,
I'm used to that.
because she, like, Sam's
Been
in
for so long.
but she still has her authenticity of her, like, accent and, like, her dolls and, like, the things that she does. Like, she still does, like, a bunch of sewing things and knitting and things that you don't see here.
Right.
Like, you just don't. Like, I never saw dolls that are made out of a bunch of, thread and yarn and it makes a whole doll. Like, you just don't see, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she was big into, like, origami. She would make those, the little swans, but she would make, like, 500 of them and make a chandelier of them.
Yeah.
And she would do stuff. She did a lot of
flowers out of nylon pantyhose and stuff, but made, like, flower leaves with, like...
Out of what?
Like pantyhose nylon.
Like, she did made what out of?
She'd make a frame out of wire.
Wow.
And she'd cover the little leaves and the petals.
Yeah. So I guess you get that creativity from her, evidently, then, from what you're doing, basically.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
Probably a little bit, Yeah, that's awesome. Oh wow. Man, I'm gonna. I never. The only type of sushi that I ever ate, I ain't gonna lie, had to been kimchi. Okay, that's about it. I've been to Takaniwa with
That's
some
more
friends.
like cabbage, right?
Yeah, right. The seaweed and the fish inside the rice. Yeah. It was all right. But as far as me actually going to sit down and using the chopsticks to dip, I just haven't done it. I
need to take a big...
like it. Now I've been but they say, oh, you can get it fried, but they frown on that because this is not real sushi. You're not sushi eater. You eat no. You get this fake person out of here.
They make cooked sushi, like sushi with the cooked meat. I mean, you know what I mean? And a lot of people are like, well, it's cooked, it's not real. And I'm like, but it tastes good.
Now, what's the difference? What is Benihana's thing about it? I mean, they do everything, but are those Japanese chefs that do Benihanas, or what is Benihana? You understand what I'm trying to say here?
Are you talking about the food trucks that are in...
No, I'm talking about...
There's a Beni Japanese food trailer in L.A.
Well, they used to have it in a restaurant. And these guys...
Oh, you're talking about like the
flamethrowers. They have like Mongolian barbecue, but it's not Mongolian barbecue.
The hibachi grill.
The hibachi grill.
Yeah, there you go. Then.
No, dude, we went one time, got this really great guy, right? He was super cool. He made us laugh. And then the next time we go, we had a Mexican guy doing our you know what I mean? So it's not as authentic.
That's authentic as your life for.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was like doing the accent too, like he was.
Oh really?
Yeah, and then he was Mexican.
Yeah. But I mean, it's still kind of.
It was still fun.
Yeah.
It was still fun, but it's a good show. They squirt sake into your mouth from like the little squirter that they're cooking your food in, and it's a show.
Yeah.
And you've never gone to that either?
No. Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm basically a steak potato type of guy. I mean, I like a lot of other things, and I'll try a lot of things. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's just the point that I've never eaten octopus. Have you eaten octopus?
I have.
Okay, and I understand that's pretty good. If you got to get the right. You got to really cook it where it's tender. You know what I'm saying? You just can't just put it in and take them back out. You got to beat them up a little bit.
Yeah, the suckers are a little chewy.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Good.
Yeah. And stuff like that. And I love fish. If you got people that are fishermen, I'm a fish eater. Yeah, drum, trout, flounder, sheephead, catfish, that's freshwater catfish.
I'm not eating no...
Who?
Swordfish?
Yeah, I've had swordfish. Yeah, swordfish. Yeah, it's all right.
So you don't know saltwater catfish, so have you ever had gaff top?
No. I never had no gaff top.
Gaff top's pretty good.
I love bass.
Yeah.
Bass are really good at sweet tasting and stuff like that. It's about, but gaff top, I never had gaff top. Just like I never eaten alligator gar.
I haven't either. Ever?
No. All the times I've been fishing around, I never had alligator gar. Some people, but no.
That's good too.
It's
really similar to black drum.
Okay. Now I love drum. I don't like drum. I like the ribs of the reds. To be honest with you, there's nothing wrong with that. I like the fillet. And I have a person, they bring it to me, and I promise that should be good.
Yeah.
I love fish. You invite me to a fish fry. If you invite me to a fish fry, I hope you got some fish.
Oh,
I'll
you
come
do
there.
lobster tails.
Where's Wendell?
Fish.
Wendell's over there with the fish. Okay, that's it. It's just like if you invite me like a chicken wing contest and there's flats is on. Yeah, I can eat some flats. Anything else, hot dog, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'll eat a couple. But as far as a wing, eating contest, a flat wing, I'll eat you up.
I like those too. You're talking about
The flat wing, the children.
Yeah, that's the only ones I eat, right?
The drum, yeah, I mean,
I don't like the
that.
leg looking ones.
You know?
But I'll eat the.
Yeah, I'll eat them both now. Don't get me wrong. I'll tell. But you know, when it comes to flat ones, what is your favorite? That's it. You know, everybody got their favorite type of thing that they like. Well, they can eat it just about every other day. You know, basically, then you switch it up. You know, and for now, Japanese now. Growing up, so you have any brothers or sisters?
A sister.
Yeah, just one sister.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wow. Well, your family's not that big. It's sort of like mine. So as far as growing up and eating cultures, your mom was it a regular bacon and eggs thing, or did you eat, any?
She made everything.
Everything.
And everything she made was good.
It was good. Yeah. There you go.
Deer meat. She was like an expert at cooking deer meat.
Get out of here.
With the chicken fried style, where she flours it and mixes salt and pepper into the flour.
The backstrap on that.
Yeah. She was an expert. So then she would cook that, and then all the crumblings and stuff that was left, she would create a gravy out of it. So it was like a brown gravy, but it has all these chunks of.
And your mom still living there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So your birthday, you already know you going over there and eat good at mom, right?
Her birthday every year.
Yeah, we just don't remember.
Wow, that's a blessing, man. That's a blessing, because I know personally I miss my mom, especially the meatloaf. I haven't had a good meatloaf. Eating beef and cheese enchiladas. Haven't had that. I'm trying to do the fried liver, smelling onions things. It's the part I can't get the gravy right, so I just eat the fried liver. I ain't lying. So there's certain things like that I do miss. And when it comes to bacon, oh my goodness, man, or pecan pie, I don't care, but it's good. And now this space is large enough that y'all have over here, and we're not gonna get into no finances and everything, but you really got to keep this just going to see what things are. I know that I want to try to. I know she talked about the T-shirt that I had on the other night when I came to the little comedy case there at CC Wells that we had, and can you print anything like that out here, or you need another machine?
Printing, no. We have vinyl cutters, so we can cut heat transfer vinyl and then to put on shirts.
Really?
But as far as printing, no.
Uh-huh.
Many years ago, I had a print business where I had a very large printer that we printed signs. We could print shirt designs and then also cut them out because the machine printed and cut. And then we had heat presses that we would do shirts. So we
now we
shirts.
use a vendor.
Yeah, shirts was a heavy part of that. There was times where I'd have an order of 500, so that's printing 500 designs, cutting out 500 designs, and then going back and pulling all the excess material out of those 500 designs, and then keep pressing 500 T-shirts. So that's a chore. So I found it's easier to kind of outsource. You can order basically your design and get it, and then you apply it yourself. So you use a heat press to apply it.
We just have it all taken care of.
That's much more efficient
Okay, awesome.
than doing everything yourself.
That's what we're
cool.
going to do. Is outsource because he can get them at wholesale price, and he designs them, and then they just come like ready.
Yeah.
That's how we do our rad shirts, and it's just less work for us, and it's not that much more of a cost.
It's actually, you actually save because, especially if you're doing a large quantity. So I can order, if it's one color, for instance, I can order one color pretty much 18 cents a pop, right? So 18 cents, that's nothing. So it's less than 20 cents.
Yeah.
And that's a whole front of a T-shirt or a back. Right. And, I can get T-shirts for $2 or $2.50. They used to be under $2, but with the economy now, everything's more expensive.
Well, we definitely gonna work on that, man. And I'm about to close this on out though now. I do appreciate you standing in. And for those that I would love to have on my podcast, I'm getting with quite a few people here, and y'all have any suggestions? What you got?
Did you hear about the shooting yesterday, the day before yesterday?
Where?
This kid, or it's not a kid. I call him a kid, anyone that makes an immature act of hate out of that. But this guy live video streamed him going into a church and going into a school and killing people. He killed, and they were all. He only let the white people live.
Wow.
And so one of the ladies that escaped through the back area was an African American woman, but she made it and called the cops or whatever. But yeah, he killed 8 people.
Wow, I should have heard about this one.
4 people out in the front of the building. 3 died, only 1 survived.
And is that a church?
I'm pretty sure it was at a church. Gray told me about it yesterday, and I was like, what? Like, he video streamed it, him shooting people. Like, it was all live. Everything.
Wow.
The whole thing.
I think he shot a couple of white people, but then he had racist slurs on his gun or something.
But I thought for sure you were gonna,
I didn't check that out. I would look for stuff like that, but I
Ray
did.
was like,
I thought maybe it was a mall or a store.
It was something like
I didn't read the article. I just saw it flash on my phone.
And Gray read the whole. Gray saw it, and he went back to go show me the video, and he was like, "Oh, Mom, they already took it down.
Yeah.
Thank God." He goes, "It was horrible,"
Wow.
but he actually watched the video. It was like he said like 12 minutes.
Oh wow!
Like of him just going in there, pop, 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 pop. You know what I mean?
Somewhere up north, right?
Yeah,
One of those northern states.
Yeah.
Prayers going out to those families that lost some loved ones, and crazy stuff is going on. You think this is 2022? People were trying to work together instead of being hateful. I'm just not with that program. Sorry.
So I was just like, that's crazy, people. We need to like band together.
That's
you know what
crazy.
I mean? But yeah, it was more directed towards an Asian hate crime. It was a Dallas saloon.
It was in Dallas? Oh, yeah.
That's where your family's from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what
That's
rang a bell.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Crazy, right?
Yes, ma'am. Well, Sam, you got anything, anybody or whoever you want to give a shout out to, and anything that for doing what you've been doing lately, or
give a shout out to my wife.
Yeah, give a shout out to his loving wife. Okay, and because y'all been sticking with it, sticking to it. I've always said for those couples that were a couple before the pandemic, and then you're still here, you're still going through it. That's a good thing. Yeah. You can. Fighting, it's always, it's nothing is a bed of roses. I ain't never stepped in a bed of roses anyway. So that term there. But, you got to make things work. You just make it right. So I can apply that. My shout out just go to mainly, once again to you guys, for letting me come, take out time and space. And we're going to go mobile here. I'm going to get a hold to Daniel Pena out there at CC Wells. He want to do live podcast, and Anna J. Ramirez out there, the #1 sales lady. Got to come out there and check you out too. That's just, food for thought. But once again, I appreciate you, Sam, coming in.
No problem.
Thank you, Felicia.
Mm-hmm.
And my name is Mr. Wendell. I'll see you when I'm looking at you. Toodaloo.